In this video, I'm going to be reacting to my viral video that I did a few years ago called How to Use Gabapentin for Opiate Withdrawal. I took it down off my old channel and I'm republishing it here because I want to add some new things to it. The reason I think it went viral is because I did a really good job selling that stuff. I should have been a salesperson for gabapentin. My goodness, that was a joke. That was a joke. But it has helped a lot of people to have more comfortable opioid withdrawals. But I don't think I did nearly a good enough job talking about gabapentin addiction, gabapentin withdrawal, gabapentin dangers, gabapentin side effects. I was just so excited. And I was a rookie at publishing content, so even though that video did help a lot of people, I feel like it was not nearly as responsible as I could have done, and so that's why I'm doing a better job with it today, showing you the video and then also filling in the blanks, adding some more cautions, and then I think it'll be a complete video. So here we go. Here's my reaction.
Hey, this is Matt, and in this video I'm going to teach you about my favorite opioid withdrawal medication in the whole world, how to use gabapentin for opiate withdrawal. Let's get into this video. It's really going to help you see how powerful this is and how to use it too. So gabapentin, like I said, is my favorite withdrawal remedy. It's an extraordinary withdrawal remedy. So I'm going to talk about the Gabapentin Overview. I'm going to teach you why the medication lessens your opioid withdrawal symptoms. Finally, I'm going to teach you exactly which dosages and how many times a day to best use this medication known as gabapentin for opiate withdrawal. So the most popular brand name of gabapentin is Neurontin. It's primarily used to treat seizures and neuropathic pain. However, it's also used off-label for things like anxiety, insomnia, and as a mood stabilizer for bipolar disorder. This medication's a gabapentinoid, and it acts by inhibiting certain calcium channels. Now, it does other things too. It's got many mechanisms of action, and doctors are not even 100% sure exactly which of the mechanisms of action are the ones that are creating the benefits, such as nerve pain relief, reduction of anxiety. It was created to mimic the neurotransmitter GABA, which we make in our brains. It's an inhibitory neurotransmitter. So this is a GABA analog. It doesn't bind to the GABA receptors, but through other mechanisms of action, it does increase the amount of GABA in your brain. So years ago, I wrote an article called How to Use Gabapentin for Opiate Withdrawal. I didn't think too much of it. It looked like a great medicine, and I quoted a few studies using gabapentin for opiate withdrawal that had great results, and it showed me the dosages. So long story short, I wrote an article, put it up, and then what happened over the next couple months and now over the past couple years was so many people were commenting in, and they were saying that they used gabapentin and it was their cure for their opioid withdrawal symptoms. You know, the first time it happened, I was really stoked. But after literally dozens of people commenting and emailing that they had used this gabapentin and it took away either all or nearly all of their withdrawal symptoms. So after that, I did even more research and I figured out why it helps with opioid withdrawal. So acute opioid withdrawal causes the central nervous system to go haywire. This is from a rebound effect. So opioids are CNS depressing drugs, so they depress and slow down your central nervous system. They quiet it and calm it. So once you're addicted to opioids, when you get off them cold turkey, there's a rebound effect, and so your central nervous system, instead of being depressed, it doesn't go back to normal baseline. It goes way, way high above, and the CNS fires signals strenuously. What happens is the locus coeruleus, it's a part in the brain, it activates the fight or flight syndrome, but it's to like the millionth power. And that part of the brain it's a principal site for brain synthesis of norepinephrine, also known as noradrenaline. So during acute opioid withdrawal, the reason you have such bad anxiety and insomnia is because of this mechanism action of your brain. So what I've found is that gabapentin calms down and quiets that part of the brain. So this is something that I tell my coaching clients. Most opioid withdrawal remedies treat the symptoms of withdrawal, the symptoms. And gabapentin, in most cases, not all but most, shuts down the entire syndrome. What does that mean? Well, medications such as Valium, Xanax, Clonidine, baclofen, and supplements and certain other things, they can treat the symptoms of withdrawal. They can lessen it a lot. Gabapentin doesn't seem to treat the symptoms for most people. In the majority of cases I've seen, it totally stops the whole withdrawal syndrome. It quiets down that part of the brain, and it just really calms your brain down so you don't have the withdrawal symptoms. It's absolutely extraordinary. So now let's talk about the exact dosages that are used to stop opioid withdrawal symptoms like a boss. Here's how to feel better. Take anywhere from 600 to 1200 milligrams 3 times a day during acute opioid withdrawal. The maximum daily dosage, you don't want to go over 3600 milligrams. A good way to do it is use your last dosage of an opioid, short-acting opioid like hydrocodone or oxycodone or heroin. Use it at nighttime, and then the next morning take 600 milligrams of gabapentin. Wait 90 minutes, and if you need to take more, take a maximum of 600 milligrams more so you don't go over that 1200 milligrams per dose maximum. Now, if you are on methadone or buprenorphine or other long-acting opioids, just use your last dose either in the morning or the afternoon. You could also use it in the evening too, but just make sure you use enough to sleep really well that night, and then it's the same thing, wake up in the morning and take those dosages. Now, gabapentin can be used for a few weeks before you're going to get dependent on it. So you don't want to use this long term for withdrawal, because then you'll get dependent on gabapentin. And that's got a really horrific withdrawal syndrome when you come off that cold turkey too. Now, you could taper off of the medication and that would prevent the withdrawal symptoms. But, typically I see people getting really good benefits from this by taking it for maybe 4 to 7 days for the acute withdrawal coming off short-acting opioids, and maybe 7 to 10 or 14 days coming off the long-acting ones. So gabapentin, in most cases, this medication at these dosages is typically strong enough to make you feel comfortable while you're getting off opioids at home, or at the hospital if you're taking it at a detox facility. But for severe cases, other meds and or supplements are going to be needed to feel comfortable. So I've rarely seen anyone take these dosages of gabapentin, which are not over the daily limit, rarely seen somebody still feel uncomfortable. It's really just a miracle medication. I wish more people knew about this, and that's the reason I'm making this YouTube video. I want to get the information out that this is the best thing you can get for a home detox as far as medications go.
First of all, let's react to biochemical individuality, which is something that I did not mention. Biochemical individuality means that even though there's 7 or 8 billion people on the planet at this point, none of us have the exact same biochemical profile. These can be very different. That's why different medications, drugs, supplements, diets, and many other things can work better or well depending on the person's biochemical individuality. So some people respond very bad to gabapentin. Some people, it'll help them with their withdrawal symptoms, but it'll also give them horrible side effects like being dizzy, feeling drunk, not having blurry vision. So I made it sound like this huge miracle. I mean, the body still does have to detox and recover. Yes, used in the correct dosage for the person's situation, if their biochemical profile tolerates it well, it can shut down the withdrawal syndrome. What it does is it quiets the amygdala, which is causing the fight or flight center part of the brain. So the amygdala creates the fear. The amygdala is the emotional part. But also, with gabapentin, that can shut that down. So most of the stuff was head on. So biochemical individuality can be very different. That's why some people will take gabapentin. This stuff works amazing. Oh my God, it's the best thing that ever happened for opioid withdrawal. And some people will take it and they swear it makes things worse. Well, how can both those people have completely different reactions? It's due to biochemical individuality. Also, a lot of people, aren't taking the right dosages for their situation. Now let's talk about length of time. In the video I said, it's probably safe to come off short-acting opioids. Used gabapentin for 4 to 7 days coming off short-acting, maybe up to 7 to 10 to 12 to 14 days coming off long-acting opioids. Still that's usually what a doctor would do as well. Some people have claimed that taking gabapentin for even just 2 weeks then they started to feel they were hooked on that as well. So there's a lot of nuances to it, and in the video that I just I'm reacting to, it wasn't nuanced enough. I didn't do a good enough job talking about the dark side of gabapentin. So another thing too is the dosages. So it said start off with 600 milligrams. You know, depending on someone's situation, that might even be way too much. You know, someone's on like a small amount of hydrocodone, maybe they're taking 20 milligrams a day, and then they take 600 milligrams of gabapentin first thing. Maybe they sleep the whole day, you know? So some people could even start off with literally 100 milligrams of gabapentin, or maybe 200 milligrams, and that might even be enough for their opioid withdrawal symptoms for their situation. So the dosages can be, you know, quite varying depending on the person's situation. Additionally, gabapentin has lots of different interactions and contraindications, which I didn't mention. So depending on other medicines someone's on, or other illicit drugs, depending on health conditions and a number of other factors, gabapentin could be like dangerously contraindicated. And of course, all these videos are never medical advice, they're informational use only. But even though I'm creating videos that are just for informational use, I still want to do a really responsible job of explaining the potential benefits and the potential negative consequences too, because then that makes it better journalism, right? Instead of just kind of hypey stuff, which my old channel was really good. I can't even believe how many people that opiate addiction support channel helped. But with this new channel, Elevation Recovery, I wanted to have more creative freedom to do videos on not just opioid withdrawal and recovery tactics, but all different substances and even behavior addictions and mental health disorders and recovery and more. So that's why I'm doing everything on this new channel now. But that was me reacting to my old gabapentin video. I wanted to make sure this video was still online, and so now with this reaction, I'm doing that. Who knows if this will go as viral as the last one, which I think got up to around 150,000 views. It had, I think, more than 1,000 comments, more than 10,000 thumbs up, hardly any thumbs downs. A lot of comments on there. So I don't know if this one will do as well or close to it, because the other one really inspired people to comment because of how kind of irresponsible I was not doing a good job talking about the dark side, which is gabapentin addiction, gabapentin physiological dependence, gabapentin withdrawal, gabapentin side effects, gabapentin with biochemical individuality, gabapentin contraindications. So it probably went viral because it was so effective in teaching someone why gabapentin could be able to help and actually how to use it, like step by step. Here's how to use this stuff. So that, I'm sure, compelled a lot of people to want to comment on their experience using it, whether it was good or bad. It had a lot of people commenting, "How dare you teaching people how to, they're just going to get addicted to gabapentin and this, that, and the other." So this video I've tried to do in a way that it's more safe, you know, more safe. Always talk to your doctor and get prescribed medicines from them. I definitely don't recommend going to get it any way you can, even if it's illegal. I certainly did that in the past, but I don't recommend breaking the law. It can be dangerous. You don't even know if what you're getting is gabapentin if you buy it on the black market. Could be a fentanyl pill at this point, which could kill you. So anyways, that is all for today. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.